What is going on, my diggity dogs? It's your boy, the CEO of Drywall. Yeah, that's right. I'm actually the CEO of Drywall. Today I'm coming at you with the fifth episode of my Roblox tier list. I have less games than normal today. That's because for the first two episodes that I did of this, for some reason I did 12 games instead of 10 games. So, since this is episode 5, I want there to be a nice, clean, even 50. Starting off with, the name of the game is a smiley face. It's a carrot underscore carrot. This game is like maybe a story game, maybe a myth game, something like that. From what I was able to gather with the small amount of time that I played the game for, I think this follows a man who has some sort of like drug addiction or something like that. At the beginning of the game, you have to go and try to get your medicine from your dealer, but the dealer's like kid went missing or something. So now the main character doesn't get his drugs anymore. The main character also talks about like some sort of secret stash or something like that. I couldn't find anything like that, but when you're looking around the map, if you go behind your house, you can find this blue flower. If you touch it, you go to like a new world, and then behind the house once again is a like glitchy staticky flower. If you touch that, and you're transported to another world where it's all like epileptic and stuff. I think then you go to this area with all of these like grayscale people or something like that. And then you go to this forest after you touch something else, and that's where I stopped playing. The game is it doesn't touch on the topic of addiction very much. There are the characters talk about addiction. Some of the characters talk about addiction, but you don't actually nothing really comes of it. Or at least from what I've seen, nothing really comes of it. The game is also kind of tedious to play through due to just the fact the main character walks. I might put it right here. Yeah, no, my game is much more enjoyable than the Smiley Face game was, because my game does not waste your time. It's a horror game, and it lets you know that. Next up is Abandoned Factory. Abandoned Factory is similar to Komorebi Island, where it's just big exploration game. The game is very detailed. I would say the detail is once again about on par with Komorebi Island. The game takes place around this like abandoned reactor or something like that. So some of the areas have like radioactive signs around the place, and there's some. I think your character has like a Geiger counter, because sometimes you can hear it going off. This game has a lot to do with role playing. The game kind of it sells itself on being a role play game. There's like a menu that you can go to give yourself a role play name. Due to the fact that there is just more in this game, I might put it above Komorebi Island. Maybe it's not as relaxing as Komorebi Island is, but this game is, I would say, more enjoyable. Although one of its downsides, and I'm just thinking about this now, one of its downsides is just how many invisible walls there are. In Komorebi Island, I didn't really see any invisible walls, but in this game there are so many invisible walls. That's something I don't like a lot about exploration games. It's just the sheer amount of invisible walls that some of these games like to use. Like, that's why Quiet Space is up so high. It's because there are no invisible walls. If you want to make an area cut off from the rest of the game, try to actually put a physical wall there that you can see with your eyes. Whether it be like a fence or an actual wall or like a barricade, something like that makes it so it gives you at least an idea that you are not supposed to go there. Because I swear, some of these invisible walls are like literally just there. There is no like hinting towards it at all that you're not supposed to be over there. Alright, next up is BloodHedge. BloodHedge. This is a pretty simple game. You'll play as this character who needs to get to this Christmas party or something like that at this hotel. So you have to go through this like big maze, which I don't know why that maze would even be there in the first place, in order to get to the party. And then once you leave the party, there's like this maniac on the loose that chases you. Whenever it sees you, the game jump scares you, and it makes this like super loud noise, and it flashes lights on your screen, and the monster guy like makes very loud stomping noises as it chases you. The game is very, very small. I managed to beat the game in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna put it right here because I can see, even though I don't like Blitz Runner, I can see the amount of attention and love went into the game, and so I just think that it's just an all around just a better game. But I do think BloodHedge is better than Bridgeworm. Something that I found out before I started recording this video is that the Bridgeworm thing itself is a monster from Henderson. Trevor Henderson? It's like, I think that's his name. He's the guy who made Siren Head, for those who don't know. He also made Cartoon Cat. That was popular at one point. So the Bridgeworm is also one of his creations. Alright, next up is End of Days. End of Days is this like very atmospheric sort of horror game where you're this guy who gets home from his house after like something, I don't know. And then like some paranormal stuff starts to happen to you. Like the lights will flicker on and off, the phone will start ringing for no reason, your gramophone will start going nuts, stuff will like fall off the walls, and just basic normal paranormal stuff. So the main character grabs a gun, and the house goes crazy at that point. Like everything is getting messed up. The door is slamming, the front door is like banging, slamming stuff. All the lights are flickering. The phone is going crazy. It's just like this is like the personification of a panic attack. So then the main character goes to his front door and he just shoots out the front door, I guess, and then he like keels over and dies. I don't know why exactly that happens. There's another like a good ending, like a true ending to this game, but I don't know how to get it exactly. Something that kind of comes to mind is that there's this big open doorway, or just a big open area with like an invisible wall, and like all the lights past that point are off. So maybe that might have something to do with it. I just don't know. I think this game is better than the Sylvan Residence. Yeah. This game has a story just like the Sylvan Residence does, but the story is much more in your face. It's actually in the game instead of having to go and do some exploration off of the game like the Sylvan Residence has to. Next up is Garage. Garage is a showcase game where your camera is at a fixed point and you're looking out into the garage with like 3 cars, and sometimes some people will walk by. What you can do is click on the cars and they'll each make some sounds, and then you can also click on the people walking by and they will jump. This game is much more of a showcase than anything else, as I said. The game is very pretty, very atmospheric, but there's only so much that that beauty can get you alone. Yeah, I think I'll put Garage right here. Also, I might move Serenity's Reach up as well, because the game does have a story to tell, or like some type of story to tell. Might put it right here, actually. When I go back to it, I think I like it a little bit more each time. But as I was saying with Garage, there's only so much that beauty can get you with this game. There is really just nothing else to do except for look at things and click on stuff. This honestly might go below golden hour even. Yeah, I might just go right there. Last up, we have It's just HMM dot dot dot. That's literally what it's called. This is a kind of interesting game, I would say. It's like a game in and of itself, but it also acts as a hub to a bunch of other games as well. The main part of the game is going around this underground facility. It looks very similar to that Survive Area 51 game. So you go around and you can click on doors and open them, and then there are a bunch of memes behind these doors, both new and old. I didn't really like this game too much. This game is sort of a hub game because there are some games that you can go to if you interact with certain stuff. Like I was able to go to this like just straight up backrooms game, and I was also able to go to this other game that's kind of like Bandland. So that was probably the most enjoyable part about this game, but it's not in the actual. It's not like really up front in your face. I might put it right here, just below Everything Goes Here, because Everything Goes Here could have been good if it just wasn't so stereotypical. And Subterra and West Andwood both really let me down, really disappointing. So that's why I put them both down here. This game was just kind of just straight up not a good game, so nothing to play. Kind of ending up with a bit of a downer to this side this time, but it is what it is. That was all for episode 5. There's going to be more to come, so make sure you stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye.